Ma'am, I'll start.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, you can.
Okay. Good morning, students. Welcome to the state live lecture of class 9th. Subject is geography. Today we are going to learn the chapter number 5, that is precipitation. Let's begin the lesson now. Yes. Now, before starting to the lecture, we are going to see one at the end of the lesson what we are going to learn, and there are some questions in our mind that we are going to get the answer from when we studied this chapter. Now see here. Now can you tell the blades of grass look like this in winter mornings only? Snow is found everywhere in the winters in Kashmir. Now these are the pictures which you can see. Observe it properly, and also that below that the sentence they have given here, that only in the winter mornings only we can see the blades of the grass look like this only. Yes. Then from where does the water on the blades of grass come? Yes, there's a big question mark in our mind. Yes. Then snow is found everywhere in the winters in Kashmir. Then why isn't snow found in our surrounding also where we stay? Why there is no snow? So these type of questions have raised in our mind. Yes, there are more one. See here. Generally, it rains between June and September in our region. Then how these rain droplets form? Then about the hailstones. Sometimes hailstone destroy the standing crops in the field. Then why do we have fog like this? Why don't we get hailstones frequently? Yes. So these are the questions that we are going to get the answer at the end of the chapter. So this was the learning outcomes of our chapter number 5. Means at the end of the lesson, we will come to know about the how the rain droplets are formed. Yes. Then how the snowfalls. Then how the dew. We are going to learn about the condensation, dew, frost. These are the terms that we are going to learn in this chapter number 5, that is precipitation. Yes, let's begin the introduction of the chapter now. We'll start the introduction. Yes. Now here, first we'll introduce the chapter now. See, as we all know that 70.8% part of the earth's surface is full of water. But there is no the distribution of the water is very uneven, or we can say it is very unequal. At some places the water storage is limited, while it is more, or we can say ample, at other places also. So here on our earth surface the distribution of the water is not equal. Unequal it is. Sometimes other place is limited only water storage is there, and in other place ample of water can be seen. So this is the difference of the distribution of the water. But here then we can see and we can experience the different forms of condensation, as you can see in this image. See, sorry, this is the image. This is the image of condensation. Yes. Now here these forms of condensation occur due to the water vapor in the atmosphere. Yes. Why the condensation it's happened? Because it occurred due to the water vapor in the atmosphere. Now first let's understand what is condensation. What is condensation? Condensation means it is a physical change, student. It is a physical change that we experience in our day-to-day life also. We'll take the example that we on the daily basis we do that, student. Daily we take a bath. Yes, when the temperature is high and it is very hot, you will see the mirror is covered with fog once you are done taking a hot water shower. When you touch the mirror over there are small beads of water vapor on the mirror. So this is called as condensation. When we take a bath, student, yes, that time you can see the hot water. Yes, we are taking a bath with the hot water shower. Then when we see the mirror or when we touch the mirror, you can see there are small beads of water can be seen on the mirror. So that is known as condensation. That is known as condensation. So it is the process of substance that is in its gaseous state converting into liquid state. This change is brought about by a change in the pressure and temperature of the substance. It is known as condensation. Then we see and experience the different forms of condensation. As the atmospheric condition change, we see changes in the form of condensation. On winter mornings, we find dew. On winter mornings, we find dew. Then next, in areas located at higher altitudes, snowfall occurs while it rains in other places. Now, let's talk about the higher altitudes. The place higher altitudes means what? Like Mount Everest in the Himalayan mountain. Yes, in this Mount Everest, there the snowfall occurs. Why? Because it's in higher altitudes. And but at the same time, to the other place, it will start raining. It will start raining. Some places experiences dense fog while some experience hailstones suddenly and face crop destructions. Yet at some places you can see there are the snowfalls. There is snowfall at higher altitudes, and at same place and at same time, but place is different. There you can see rainfall. Yes, and at another places you can see there is a fog over there, or we can see the hailstones. And due to this heavy hailstones, you can see there is a crop destructions. There is a crop destruction. Then this was about the introduction of chapter number 5, that is precipitation. Now after this we are going to learn the forms of condensation. There are the forms of condensation, and to study this we are going to go to the water cycle. As in the previous classes also you have studied about water cycle, but to understand this chapter, yes, whatever the terms are included in this, we will once again we are going to study about the water cycle. Now here you can see the image of water cycle. First stage is about the evaporation. Yes, first stage is evaporation. After the evaporation, yes, from the sun you can see clouds are formed, that is condensation. Condensation means what? Leads to the formation of clouds. In the condensation stage 2, here the clouds are being formed. Yes, then after the clouds are formed, here you can see there is a precipitation. Here is the precipitation, the main chapter of our chapter number 5, that is precipitation. So third stage in the water cycle is precipitation. It means that it occurs when so much water has condensed that air cannot hold it anymore. Then what will happen? The cloud gets heavier and water falls back. in the form of rain, in the form of snow or hails. So this is known as the precipitation. When this after the evaporation, when to form the clouds, when the clouds will form, that time there is so much of water has been condensed in the cloud. Yes, and they cannot hold it anymore. Then in they will the cloud gets heavier because of the water has condensed. Then they will cannot hold it anymore. So that's why they in the form of rain, snow, you can see over there. That is known as precipitation. Okay, so these stages that we have to keep it in our mind throughout this lesson, chapter number 5. Okay, so and the fourth stage is runoff and infiltration. Runoff and infiltration. So this was the stages of water cycle. Yes. Now we are going to start our main chapter, that is precipitation. Yes. What is precipitation? Here you can see the definition of it. Water falls in the solid or liquid state from the clouds to the ground, that is known as precipitation. Simple meaning and simple way to understand also, when water falls in the form of solid or liquid state from the clouds to ground is known as precipitation. Whenever you study this chapter, keep in your mind about the water cycle. Then easily you can understand the terms. Then examples are rain, hail, sleet, snow. These are the examples of precipitation. Okay. Then now further the definition. Further after the definition, we are going to learn about the major forms of precipitation. There are 3 major forms of precipitation. One by one we are going to learn in detail. First is snow, second hailstones, and third is rainfall. First, whenever students in your exam, also during exam, they will ask you all about define the precipitation and explain the three or two major forms of precipitation. So listen carefully, we'll learn now. The first one we are going to learn, the first major form of precipitation, that is snow. Yes. When the temperature in the atmosphere falls below the freezing point, water vapor directly turns to the snowflakes. This is called sublimation. Yes. Now, what is snow? Snow means what? Snow means small white crystals of ice formed directly from the water vapor of the air. Snow means, you know, students, very small white crystals of ice formed directly from the water vapor of the air. Now, here what they have explained here about the sublimation. Sublimation means what? You can see this image. Yes, this image you can see. This, observe this image and we'll study what is sublimation. Now, sublimation means it is a chemical process where a solid turns into a gaseous without going to liquid state. Okay, example, let's take example of ice cubes. See, an example of sublimation is when ice cube, they shrink it in the freezer. When they shrink in the freezer, that is example of sublimation. Yes, from the freezer, when we remove the ice cubes, yes, this, when it turns into the gaseous state, yes, you can see this ice over there. This ice in solid state. Yes, When it will turn into the gaseous state, they will, without going to the liquid, that is known as sublimation. Okay, in simple words, you can understand about the sublimation. An example is when the ice cubes, they shrink it in the freezer. That is known as sublimation. When the temperature in the atmosphere falls below the freezing point, water vapor turns into the snowflakes. This is called sublimation. Now, when the temperature in the atmosphere falls, means the temperature is 0 degree over there. Yes, below the freezing point. And water vapor turns into directly to the snowflakes. Snowflakes means what? A pieces of snow, like this. A pieces of snow, star-like shape is there. Snowflakes means pieces of snow. This is called sublimation. When here the temperature is in below freezing point, that time water vapor, it will turn directly to the into the snowflakes. This is called sublimation. And sublimation, always remember, it is a chemical process. Yes, it is a chemical process. Then let's learn about more about the snowfall. Here the vapor in the form of gas transforms into solid snow. Precipitation in the form of solid particles of snow is known as snowfall. Now, here the water vapor is in the form of gas which transforms into solid snow. Then precipitation in the form of solid particles of snow is known as snowfall. Snowfall means what? When the water vapor directly, it will turn into the gaseous, and which transform into the solid state. That time, the whatever the when there will be the snowfall, student, that time you can say there is a snowfall in that area. Means snowfall means what? When the precipitation in the form of solid particles of snow is known as snowfall. This is the image. As snow is in the solid form, it does not flow like water. Layers of snow get deposited there only. As we all know, snow is in solid form. It does not flow like water. It does not flow like water. Then continuously snowfall, there you can see the layers are formed in that area. That layers, here you can see the layers. That layers are being these layers, they will get deposited there only on the place. It will not flow it like a water. When the snow accumulates on a large scale, when the transport and communication system of that area collapses. Okay, collapses. So see, when there is a snowfall on a very large scale like this, which you can see on the image, you can see the image there. You can see transport and communication system of that area is collapsed. We cannot travel on the place only, we have to stay. Yes, we cannot travel, we cannot communicate also because of the snowfall, heavy snowfall. Then when the peoples, they stay in that snow area, they have to be very protective about this frostbite. What is frostbite? When the people living in those regions have to protect themselves from the frostbite. When the snow melts, the region gets water. Yes. Now, frostbite means what? The people, those who stay in the snow area. Yes. If they want to be if they want to work in the, or they want to work in the snow area, or they want to travel, they have to wear those gloves. Yes, so it's a protective thing. Yes, when we are in the snow areas, also when we have travel student, you know that people's, they ask you all to wear the shoes, and also the gloves, jackets, cap, everything they give us. Why? Because they have to, we have to be very protective about this frostbite term. So yeah, and slowly it will, it takes time when the snow starts melting and the region will get the water over there, but it will take time. So the people, those who stay, they have to be very they have to, they have to take care about this frostbite. In this way, you can see. Yes, so this was the first major form of precipitation, that is snow. Now we are going to learn the second form of precipitation, that is hailstones. Now, what is hailstones? First we will uh, first we will see about what is hailstones, how the hailstones are formed. Let's start now. When there is a lot of heat on the earth's surface, the upward air flow blows at a greater speed. Because of this upward flow, the temperature of the air reduces and the condensation of the water vapor takes place. Now, see, when there is a lot of heat on the earth's surface, yes, the temperature is too high. That time when the air which flows at a very greater speed, when the air which traveled at a very greater speed, that time when the it blows towards the upward, the temperature of the air reduces. The temperature of the air reduces, and that time the condensation of the water vapor takes place. Yes, when then that time the formation of the clouds can be seen. When that time, when the dark clouds are formed because of the upward movement of air, these water droplets go to the higher altitude. Here, solidification of these droplets occur and hailstones are formed. Yes, when there is a continuous air which is blowing towards the upward direction, that time you can see dark clouds are formed. Yes, and because of these, the water droplets which go to a higher altitude, yes, higher altitude, that time you can see the water droplets are formed into the solid form, that is known as hailstones, which you can see on the screen also, the two images. And the hailstones, they are very heavy also, they are very heavy in the weight. Hails means all small hard balls of ice that fall from the sky like a rain. Yes, that is known as hailstones. Yes, you must have experienced also, students, about the hailstones. Then, as hailstones are heavy, they fall towards the ground, but because of the frequent upward flow of air, they are repeatedly taken upwards. As as we know, student, hailstones are very heavy. Yes, when they fall towards the ground, when they will start falling like a rain, yes, at a very greater speed, that time, because of the upward flow of air, they are repeatedly taken upwards. Because of the upward flow of air, just now we have seen about the hailstones introduction. When there is a lot of heat in the temperature in the atmosphere, the air which is blowing towards the upward direction, that time, and if this action is repeatedly happening, that we can say the we can experience the hailstone shower. Here, a new layer of snow encapsulates the hail. What is encapsulates? It means it summarizes. It means it enclosed in place. It enclosed in the place, or to summarize, that is known as encapsulates. This happens quite a few times, hence concentric layers are formed while the hail grows in size. Now, again here new term you can see, concentric layers. Concentric layers means what? These layers, it appearance inside the hailstones. Yes. Now just now you have observed the image of the hailstone. Yes, this one. Now if you observe this hailstone properly, when you hold it in our hand, you can see there are small layers inside that. These layers are formed slowly. That time you can see the size and the heaviness of that hailstone is very heavy. It's more. So because of when the hailstones are formed, the hail grows in size. The size of the hail is more. These heavy these big heavy hailstones fall rapidly to the ground because of gravity. Why the hailstones falls rapidly? Because of gravity. We call the precipitation of this type as a hail showers. This type of precipitation we can called as hail showers. Yes. Now see, hails occur in summers in India, Africa, and some parts of Southeast Asia. Where the hailstones occurs mostly in summer season only in India, Africa, and some part of Southeast Asia. Hails do not occur in equatorial areas because of the heat in the atmosphere. Equatorial areas means which area? The Amazon basin of Brazil, that is in North America. And the Southeast Asia region means what? Southeast Asia region, Malaysia and Indonesia. Yes, these then equatorial areas means here because of the harsh sun rays heat up the land and also cause constant evaporation from the water bodies. That time you can see heavy rainfall throughout the year. And see here, hails do not occur in cold zones because of lack of upward flow. When there is a cold zones means what? When there is a lot of snow and lot of ice in the zones in that area, that is known as cold zones. So here hails, they do not occur in cold zones because of the lack of upward flow. In the cold zones, there is temperature is at 0 degree only. Yes, that time there is uh, no flow of air, very less. You can see the upward flow of air. So because of this, in the cold zones, hailstones are not formed. This was the example of hailstones. Now we are going to move on to the third major form of precipitation, that is rainfall. Yes. Now what is rainfall here? Rainfall means what? In simple term, we generally get the water in the form of rainfall. Yes, how do we get the water? Through the rainfall only we get the water. Then the temperature The temperature of the air with water vapor reduces when it goes higher. When the temperature of the air with water vapor, it will reduce, and with it, when it goes higher, that time condensation of the water vapors occurs. Here, now here you have to keep it in our mind about the water cycle. Yes, about the water cycle. Here, clouds form when the condensed water droplets and dust particles accumulate. The water droplets increase in size when they cannot float in the air anymore because of their weight. They come down as rainfall. Yes, just now in the water cycle, we have learned about that. When these droplets, yes, after the evaporation, the clouds are formed, that is condensation. In the condensation, the water vapors occurs over there, and when they will not hold it anymore because they are very heavy, in that time, the clouds which are formed when in it, condensed water droplets and dust particles accumulate there only, and they will start, it will be the increase in the water droplet size, and when they will cannot float it in the air, that time you can see the rainfalls come down as a rain. Yes, so this was about the rainfall. Now we are going to learn about the types of rainfall. There are 3 types of rainfall: convectional rainfall, orography rainfall, and cyclonic rainfall. There are 3 types of rainfall, students. That also we are going to learn in detail. Yes. Now, till now, what we have learned, we'll revise it once again. Yes, then we'll move on. See, what we have learned about the precipitation and its major form. Precipitation means what? Water falls in the solid or liquid state from the clouds to the ground. It is known as precipitation. In simple words, it can come for answer in one sentence or for filling the blanks also. So mark it in the textbook also, the important objective type question. An example of the precipitation is what? Snow, hailstone, sleet. These are the examples of precipitation. And what are the 3 major forms of precipitation? Snow, hailstones, and rainfall. These are the 3 major forms of precipitation. Firstly, we have learned about the first major form, about the snow. We have learned about the snow. Snow means what? Snow means it is a small white crystals of ice which are formed directly from the water vapor of the air. In the snow, we have learned about the sublimation. Sublimation means it's a chemical process where a solid turns into a gaseous state without going through the liquid stage. Example, I told you about the example of ice cubes. When the ice cube, they shrink in the freezer, that is known as sublimation. And when we remove those ice, yes, from the freezer, you can see the waves you can see. Yes, that is known as sublimation, which I showed you the image also. Then next is about, we have learned about the frostbite. What is frostbite? Frostbite means what? The people, those who stay continuously in the snow region. Yes, and here there the temperature is at 0 degree. And when without wearing any gloves, without wearing any shoes like gum boots, so this because of this, yes, so because of this, the people, those who living in that region, they have to be very protective from the frost bite. They have to wear the gum boots, they have to wear uh, gloves, jackets and all. And when the snow will start melting, the region will get the water. Then we have studied about the hails. We have studied about the hails. Hails means what? The second major form of precipitation. That is when there is a lot of heat on the earth's surface, the upward air which blows at a very greater speed. That time the air which is going to the upward direction, the it will reduce, it will reduce, and the condensation of the water vapor takes place over there. And that time you can see dark clouds are formed. Yes, because of the air which is moving towards the upward, that time these droplets, they go to a higher altitude, and that time you can see the droplets which are being formed or which are being occurred, that is known as hail stones. Then we have studied about the concentric layers, the new concept of the hailstones. Concentric layers are being formed while the hail grows in size. Yes, when there is a big hailstones in our hand, yes, you observe carefully to it, you can see inside that layers can be seen in the hailstones. So that is known as concentric layers. As the concentric layers formed continuously, the hail size will be increased. It will increase, keep on increasing. Then we have studied about the rainfall, the form of third major form of rainfall, third major form of precipitation, that is rainfall. How the rainfall uh, occurs, how it forms. See, when the temperature of the air in the with the water vapor reduces, when it goes higher, that time condensation of the vapor occurs, and the clouds which are formed, and in that water droplets and dust particles, they accumulates together. And when the water droplets increase in size and they cannot hold it anymore, they cannot float it in the air, then because of this, because of their weight, they start coming down as a rainfall. So this was how the rainfall occurs. In this way you are going to write the answer. Yes, now for yes, now for your evaluation part, student, here you can see the questions, you can see on the screen. What is sublimation? Define precipitation. How the concentric layers of the hailstones are formed. How do the rain droplets form? So this you are going. This you are going to solve it in your notebook. When we'll start the second next lecture, say with the same lesson. During that, these questions I'll ask you all what is sublimation, define precipitation, and with example you have to write the answer. How the concentric layers of hailstones are formed. Yes, how the rain droplets form. Yes, see, now before this, when we start our lecture, we have questions have been arrived in our mind. Yes, what from where the water droplets on the blades of grass come. Yes, how only why only in the Kashmir in the winters you can see snow is found everywhere in the winters, only in the Kashmir. Yes, how the rain droplets form. So these are the questions before the chapter we have arised. So here at the first part of this chapter, we have understood how the rain droplets are formed. Yes, then why there is a snow in the Kashmir only because of the higher altitudes. Yes, so this geographical reasons are there for snowfall region, rain droplets, and hailstones. Yes, and because of this, why the because of hailstones, crops in the field they get destroyed. Yes, so these are the reasons about the precipitation and the major forms. All the questions you are going to write it in your notebook. Yes, what is sublimation? Sublimation means what? We'll revise it, all the 4 questions. What is sublimation? It is a chemical process. Keep the example in your mind about the ice cubes which shrink in the freezer. Yes, and then define precipitation. Water which falls in the solid or liquid state, it is in the form of from the clouds to the ground, is known as precipitation. What example you will write? Example you will write snow, hailstones, rainfall, sleet. These are the examples of precipitation. And how the concentric layers of the hailstones are formed. From this question, mark it for 2 marks. So point wise, you are going to write the answer. From the first, as hailstones are heavy, they fall towards the ground. But because of the frequent upward flow of air, they are repeatedly taken upwards. Here you can see the new layers of the snow encapsulates the hail. This happens quite a few times. That time the layers are being formed and they are while the hail grows in the size. As the layers will form, the size of the hail will grow on. Then how do the rain droplets form? Yes, for this question, keep in your mind about the water cycle. Keep that in your mind about water cycle and answer the question. Okay. Water droplets are formed when the temperature of the air with the water vapor reduces, and when it goes higher, that time the condensation of the vapor occurs. And the clouds which are formed, which are condensed with the water droplets and also the dust particles, that time the water droplets, their size is very much. The size increases. Yes, and they cannot float it in the air anymore. That time we can experience the rain, as in the rain falls. Okay, so these are the how the rain droplets form. Answer for it. As we have discussed the 4 questions now, you also note it down, read the chapter, and we are going to continue the same chapter for the next day. Okay, this here just now we have learned the first part of the precipitation. For the next, we are going to learn about the types of rainfall with the diagrams. Yes, then we are going to learn about the fog, dew, and frost, and about the acid rain. So further, we are going to learn this terms in the next lecture. Oh, I hope students you have understood the first chapter of first part of this chapter number 5, precipitation. Whatever the questions I have given you, note it down. Your doubts will also be clear with that. Okay, we are going to see the next same chapter to the next part. Okay, thank you, students.
Yes, Pradna ma'am. Have you done?
Yes, ma'am, I've done today's session.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Welcome, ma'am.